Hi guys. So sorry if it wasn't announced tonight. Let's see. We don't have enough people. No problem. Doesn't matter. We won't do it. So I just wait until we have a few people. Oh. Excellent. Excellent. So if you could just let me know who's here, that would be really useful. Hi Marcy. Bonsoir. And bonsoir becomes one word. Bonsoir devient un mot. The same as bonjour, le même avec bonjour. Although it is comprised of bon and soir, bien que ça vienne de bon et soir, we put them together, on les met ensemble. So who have we got? So who's taking part? Okay, qui va faire partie du cours ce soir? Hi, John. So other than my Marcy and my John, I didn't let anybody know tonight, so I can more than understand. Can you let me know who is going to be here? Who is going to be doing the class? If it's just Marcy and John, I'm happy to do Marcy and John. But anybody else? This is what happens when you don't announce in advance. Regarde ce qui se passe, ce qui t'arrive quand tu l'annonces pas en avance. Good, so we've got Marcy, John, and Sam, so we've got a level difference. That's interesting. All right, anybody else? So to remind you, if you've never done the class before, you're very welcome. You just need to send me a message. +44 7899 732 838. Let me just type it. Right, so let's get going then. So we've got Sam, Marcy, and John for the moment. Stuart, Ben. Okay, Stuart. Right, off we go. Benjamin. Okay. Right. Let's just delete that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Delete. Right. Off we go. So, John. Okay. Can you please, when you give me your answer, read in English what it is I gave you to do? Okay, John. I only have one family, but they make me mad. And the word for mad I want you to use here begins with an F, okay? And then I wouldn't have gone to see my grandma alone if I knew the problems. That's for John. For Sam, I'm feeling somewhat traumatized. What I've been through, but at least my grandma has pulled out. Pulled through. That's for Sam. Marty, Luke has had a horrible few days. He had a problem last week. He had had a difficult week before. Okay, that is for Martin. Stuart, and Stuart, we're looking with you at the focus of where the pronunciation is going. You know, like we were working on. So that I want to be. I don't just want, is it the correct French? I really want you to tell me which words we're pronouncing. Avec toi, on va regarder les prononciations. C'est ce qu'on travaillait vendredi. Donc, je veux vraiment avec toi que tu me dises les mots d'une manière normale. C'est-à-dire que tu vas bien stresser les mots corrects. OK? When I woke up this morning, I didn't feel I had the energy, but seeing as I love a bit of routine, I forced myself to do my lovely. Who's not got one? That was for John. Izzy, excellent. Izzy, it wasn't the normal guy. It was one who replaces him from time to time. Which one? That one. The one who used to dance at National Ballet. Is he? Ben? Times having distracts you is really useful. So, something you need to concentrate on. It helps you to not think about it. Who else hasn't been given anything? So Sam's got one, Stuart's got one, Ben's got one, John's got one. Good, so I'm just waiting for them to come in. Excellent. Good, I can have a drink. Je peux boire quelque chose. Oh. So yes, so basically everything's okay now. Effectivement, tout va bien maintenant. But I received a phone call 3 days ago. J'ai reçu un appel il y a 3 jours saying that my grandma had fallen over in church and really banged her head against the floor. Disons que ma grand-mère était tombée à l'église, qu'elle s'était cognée la tête. Elle s'était cognée la tête, enfin, contre le sol, contre le carrelage, against the tiles. And obviously, she'd cut her head. Évidemment, elle s'était coupé le cuir chevelu, the scalp, le cuir chevelu, le cuir like leather chevelu, but that her brain was swollen and that she was probably going to die, que son cerveau était gonflé, et qu'elle allait probablement mourir. But she's so stubborn. Elle est tellement têtue, but she's fine. She was reading the following morning. I mean, no, the surgeon, elle lisait le lendemain. The surgeon was like, okay, the CT scan says that she should be dead, but fine, excellent. Le scan a dit qu'elle devrait être morte, mais voilà, excellent. So it's been a really tough week. Oh, lovely, John. Thank you for your message. That's really nice. Je te remercie. Merci pour ton message. A quick grammar point for those of you who are watching but who aren't, giving me anything. Un tout petit point de grammaire pour ceux qui me regardent mais qui n'écrivent rien. Thank you for with an object is merci pour. Thank you for with a verb is merci de. So thank you for your message. Merci pour ton message. Stuart, you've been taught this week to not stress prepositions. So that would be merci pour ton message. Thank you for having sent me a message. Merci de m'avoir envoyé un message. Merci de m'avoir envoyé un message. So thank you for can be merci de, verb, merci pour thing. Ooh, so John's has come in. Good. So first things first, je n'ai qu'une famille. Now, John, I'm going to push you the way I'm going to be pushing other people. If you've watched the video this week on which words to stress, je vais te forcer, comme je vais forcer d'autres personnes, si tu as regardé la vidéo cette semaine. So think about which words we're going to stress. So grammatically, pense à quel mot on va stresser. So it's really important. Yes, what you've done is correct. So je n'ai qu'une famille. But normally, we wouldn't say that. Normalement, on ne le dirait pas. Ça se dirait pas. You'd say, moi, je n'ai qu'une famille. Yeah, you don't need to do the je n'ai qu'une famille. So grammatically, I'm really happy. Ouais, je suis super content. But start to think now about that video. If you've caught it, if you've not caught it, can I recommend that you watch it? Si tu l'as pas vu, est-ce que je peux te recommander de la voir? So in other words, which words am I going to stress? So je n'ai qu'une famille. They make me mad. Ils me rendent fou. Guys, to make someone a verb is faire. To make someone an adjective is rend. Soft, hard verb. Yes, so ils me rendent fou. Lovely. Well done, John. Next bit. If I wouldn't have gone to see my grandma alone if I knew the problems. Now, John, that's almost. So I wouldn't have gone. Well done, remembering out of all of our would, could, and should, and would have, could have, should have, you've remembered that we're in the one that can have an extra verb. Of all of would, could, and should, would have, could have, should have, only the would have could possibly have extra in the middle. But John, we've got to focus on the part. Ouais, je serais pas allé. You got it. Je serais. What do we say? We don't stress auxiliaries. On ne stresse pas les verbes auxiliaires. We aim for the part. Moi, je serais pas allé to see her, or j'aurais pas allé voir ma grand-mère. Now I'm going to stress the object. If I knew. Now, John, when we first learned verbs in the past, and I said, if you're going to hear was, were, or used to, it's going to be imperfect. Apart from the passive voice in one area, just one little area of grammar. I did an extension video this week on that. Apart from the passive voice in one area, everywhere else in French, if you say was, were, or used to, you're going to use the imperfect. And if you've got have or has, you're going to use the passive composé. And if you've got repetition, description, mental state, or John, what's my fourth one? Quelle est la quatrième? After the word if. So if I knew, yeah, if I knew, always going to have si je savais. So John, lovely work. Your new one is, if I had the money, I would live in Monaco. If we knew their brother, we would speak to him. If she hated me, why wouldn't she say something? That's for John. All right. Yay, you got something from Sam. Yep. So I started being through, but at least my grandma has pulled through. And Muggins here couldn't remember the English. J'avais du mal avec l'anglais. J'étais quoi? C'est quoi le verbe composé? Oh oui, pull through. So where's Ben? Where's Sam? I'm feeling. Lovely. So je me sens assez. So je me sens plus adjective. Okay, for feeling. Another word for somewhat is plutôt. Oh putain, je me sens plutôt somewhat. Plutôt. Yeah, so it's like instead. That plutôt. Ouais, je me sens plutôt traumatisé. Je me sens plutôt KO. KO, like knocked out. Yeah, yeah. Après ce que j'ai éprouvé, yes, ou ce que j'ai parcouru. Parcouru. So parcourir, yeah, verb we use in golf, is also, or to go, I'm going to go through the text. Je vais parcourir, it's to kind of go through. Yeah, une preuve. So in examinations, la preuve écrite, preuve, you know, it's the same idea, but basically, yeah, éprouver, but basically, après ce que j'ai eu, après ce que j'ai parcouru, but at least my grammar pulled through. Lovely. Mais au moins ma grand-mère s'en est sortie. Now, I'd like you to give me exactly the same thing, Sam, and I'd like you to think about what that video was last week on the stresses of words. And we didn't get to do that last week, and we're talking about which words we're stressing. If you've not had that video, or you've not watched that video about which words to stress, can you just quickly type now, not seen it? Yeah? If you have seen it, in which case I won't be asking you to modify what you've done. I'll just talk about it. So can you just quickly now, just let me know if you've seen that video on which words to stress? Would you just type that for me? You've not seen it yet, right then. So basically, in short, we don't stress auxiliaries. We don't stress subject pronouns. We don't stress, what don't we stress? We don't stress pronouns. So in a hurry, what do we stress? We stress the main verb unless that main verb has got an object. That's one of our main things to go through. So if I said, or we stress an adjective, because that's gone in for a reason, yeah? So we also stress adverbs. That's very true, John. So it's kind of like, if I said, I feel somewhat traumatized, you've got to go with smooth, and the word that you're going to come up, you'll be stressing there is traumatized, not because it's at the end of the sentence, but because it's an adjective. Alors, ouais, moi, je me sens plutôt traumatisé. That's the stress. Now, what does the stress mean? It means vocal interest. It means color. It means possibly a higher note, possibly a slower word. You know, it doesn't mean bang. So that's lovely. But I'd like you to now go through what you've just given me and think about where you're going to put the stress. So I feel on the next ones, not on these. So I feel somewhat traumatized. Where je me sens plutôt traumatisé. So whether you're going quickly, ouais, putain, je me sens plutôt traumatisé, or whether you go, oh, je me sens plutôt traumatisé. Like whatever's going on, you're going to stress the adjective there. Right, Sam. After all I've been through, main verb. Ouais, après tout ce que j'ai parcouru. Après, parcouru. Okay. Rather than après ce que j'ai parcouru. No stress on our auxiliaries. But at least my grandma pulled through. Mais au moins ma grand-mère s'en est sortie. The main verb is there because it's a pronoun. Okay. If it was she got out of the problem, elle s'est sortie du problème, the stress would go on the noun after the verb, right? So think about which words I'm going to want you to stress when I give you the next one. So K8 Road, you've seen it, lovely. So basically, next one, think about where you're going to put the stress, Sam. Yeah, in other words, the main verb, unless the main verb has a noun. Any adjectives or adverbs you bring in are going to take the focus, and whether they come at the beginning, the middle, or the end, and no stressing on auxiliaries, no stressing on grammar, no stressing on pronouns or relative pronouns, all right? Unless it's an emphatic pronoun, avec moi. Lovely. So next one for Sam. My feet are hurting after the class, but to be honest, the cider I treated myself to probably isn't helping with the information. What do you want me to say? Kyle, lovely to have you here, even as a beginner. Watch for now if you want, or by all means, if you email me and I will recommend you some videos. Kyle, if you're learning French from yesterday, I really recommend the grammar podcasts. And if anybody else wants to tell him about that, you're more than welcome to. But it is an ordered, organized way of going through it separate to the videos. So if you drop me an email, Kyle, at logiclanguagelearning@gmail.com, then I will talk to you about those. Right. Next up, we've got Izzy. I see that Ben's not written yet. Ben, I've not had anything from you. I've got Izzy, then Stuart, then Marcy. So, Izzy?
It wasn't a normal guy. It was the one who replaced him from time to time. Which one? The black one. The one who used to dance at the English national band.
Right. Lovely. Izzy, I just love how clear your voice is. J'adore, tu as une voix super claire. Okay? So, Izzy, it wasn't the normal guy. It was the one who replaces him from time to time. Which one? The black one, the one who used to dance at English National Ballet. Lovely. So when we're talking about c'est or il est, can I remind you guys that it's going to be c'est with a noun and il est with an adjective. Oh, il est beau. He's handsome. C'est un médecin. Yeah, or c'est un mec super sympa. So it wasn't the normal guy. Ce n'était pas le mec normal. I prefer mec to type. Yeah. Now, I've given you that in an academic way. Sam, if I gave you the sentence, ce n'était pas un mec normal, which word am I going to stress in normal French? The adjective. Well, ce n'était pas un mec normal. The adjective is going to get my focus. All right. It was the one which replaces him from time to time. So again, so that's correct. C'était celui qui le remplace. But notice, because, I mean, it's good grammar and well done, but notice Izzy again. What stops it sounding totally French is that you're stressing the relative pronoun, the one that did this, and you don't stress relative pronouns. So you think, guys, back to that video of qui, que, ce qui, ce que, avec qui, avec lequel, avec laquelle, all of that crap, you don't, or de, or dans, you don't stress relative pronouns. Sam, the guy I went for coffee with, ouais, tu as Sam le mec avec qui j'ai, you know, avec qui, you just get it out. As a general rule of thumb, then, if it's grammar, you don't stress it. Now, that's really annoying because you guys are working really hard on that. But why is it mega important? Because you need to get used to the fact that it's not going to be handed to you on a. So lovely. It wasn't the normal guy. It was the one who replaces him from time to time. So c'était celui qui le remplace. Let me see if you got the next bit. Lovely. De temps en temps. Nicely linked. Which one? No. Which one now, Izzy? Remember that your word which one, yeah, is going to be, contains the word which. So lequel, laquelle, lesquels. Pointing fingers have a C in them. That one. The ones so whether you are pointing with your fingers or differentiating with your fingers, I know our mummy's told us it was rude to point. But if you are pointing with your fingers or your mouth, or, you know, the system that John uses for his accounting, you're going to use the C. But if you're saying which, either which plus a noun, so which boy, which system, which sweater, or which with a the before it. So which one is he will be lequel, all right? The black one, le noir, okay, completely, no, you know. And let's address this. There are times where people will be, you know, Afro-Caribbean or Caucasian or what have you. There is zero issue in the French language saying un mec blanc, un mec noir, okay? Do I personally think it's inappropriate to say the white guy, the black guy, if you are saying there is a black guy waiting outside, there's a white guy waiting outside? That's not done in France, okay? If you've got two choices and you say there's two beautiful girls over there, which one? Oh, well, the black one's my colleague from work. You will do that, but there's nothing racially inappropriate or reductive by saying the gay one, the black one. You know, any whatever, you know, whatever group you're in that you want to use politically appropriate language, it's completely fine to say that because you're differentiating. That's grammatically and politically more than comfortable in France, and the word is not sensitized. It is a proud word in French, in black culture in France. Do not be afraid of colors when you're talking about people in French or Spanish. I think is it you that does Spanish as well? Yeah. So you can use those words, all right? Don't be like, oh, I'm scared to say the word for offending someone by calling them white or something crazy. No, no, no. All right. So if I took, it wasn't the normal guy, it was the one who replaces him from time to time. Which one? The black one, the one he used to dance at. Let me just hear your last little bit. No. This is my point, Izzy. English National Ballet is a brand. You do not translate brands. If the film you are discussing for A-level or anything else at all, or the text has a French version, si le film ou le livre dont tu parles, tu as s'il y a une version française, utilise-la. But normalement, keep the words the same. Ne change pas les mots. You're going to continue to use a brand. Vous allez continuer à utiliser une marque. Okay? So, for example, if I said I went to the National History Museum with my nephew Ethan. Donc moi je suis allé. Now, if you want to describe what it is, do that as a secondary comment. So say, alors moi je suis allé au English, and often going into English you'll use the masculine. So where je suis allé au Natural History Museum, comma, le musée d'histoire naturelle, you can say that, but don't lose a brand. Don't change a brand. The brand is called the brand. If you were talking about something which had a French equivalent, so for example, Knight Rider in the 80s in France was obviously not called Knight Rider, it's called Kit 2000, Kit 2000. So fine, if you're talking about something that you know has an equivalent, si tu parles de quelque chose que tu sais très bien il y a un équivalent, utilise-le. But generally, don't translate brands, Izzy. All right, good. So Izzy, then you're focused then on which words am I going to stress? So don't let my grammar overtake my stress. So it wasn't the normal guy, ce n'était pas le mec normal, stress and normal, because it's an adjective. It was the one who replaces him, c'était celui qui le remplace, because it's the main verb. From time to time, ouais, de temps en temps. Which one? Lequel? The black one? Le noir. The one who used to dance at, celui qui dansait à English National Ballet, stress on the noun, all right? Good, well done, Izzy. So I'm going to see Luke next week. I'm going to, this is about focus, Izzy. This is about which word you're going to put the stress on. I'm going to see him. Which one? The one who, which one? Peter. Spoke to you about. The one, feminine, who lives in Paris. No, this one hasn't lived in Paris in a few years, but he used to live there. 3 times in my life I've lived in Paris, actually. So that is for Izzy. Nice little chunk for Izzy. Right. What's this, Sam? I've heard the word black being used just with the French accents in Paris rather than noir. Yes, black. Yeah. Again, I don't think if you're white or if you're straight that you should use that word. I don't think where yeah and you're black and make black. I don't think you should in French, if I'm honest. I don't think it's cool. Are there people that say moi je suis black? Yeah, fine, absolutely. Are there guys that would say ouais je suis gay, je suis pédé, je suis whatever word they want? But I just personally would stick to noir and blanc. Lovely, loads of work has now come through. Next up, Stuart. Lovely, lovely. So Stuart's done the stress class, and this is starting to come in. So quand je me suis réveillé. So if you're saying it in one go, and this is another thing, Sam, I was trying to say, it depends whether you're putting the pause. So if you've got Quand je me suis réveillé, on its own, then you're going to stress the main verb. If you've got a time adverb, you're going to stress the time adverb. So quand je me suis réveillé ce matin, if you've got a pause, you're going to stress réveillé and then ce matin. So where quand je me suis réveillé ce matin, lovely. I didn't feel that I had the energy. So je ne me sentais pas, no interest on sentais pas, because I've got a noun on energy. Yeah. So if you're saying I didn't want it, ouais, je le voulais pas, stress on the verb, ouais, je le voulais pas, one verb. If your one verb or your main verb has got a noun after it, not a pronoun, no, le makes no difference. It's got a noun after it, go with the noun. So Stuart's done here, l'énergie. So Stuart, this is nice so far, very good. Oh, just be careful, Stuart. The rhythm was nice, but réveillé, not réveillé, but the rhythm was nice. D'énergie. So this is an advanced problem to have. This is when people really link and they get going and they woo, I'm flying on the carpet of pronunciation. The speed, don't lose the vowels. Notice that you can stress a vowel appropriately, u, e, without making it the star of the without putting your stress on it. Ouais, je me suis réveillé ce matin. Stress is on matin. I'm still saying réveillé. I'm not saying réveillé. Ouais, je me suis réveillé ce matin. Yeah. Isn't achieved by going bang. All right. But seeing as I love a bit of routine, I force myself to do the class. Lovely. So Stuart went with an emotional, vu que, and he didn't stress on that. Et vu que j'adore. Now, if you are emotionally saying, I love, then fine. But otherwise, formally, when vu que j'adore un peu de routine, vu que j'adore un peu de routine, you're going to go up on the noun. I force myself to do my ballet class. Now, before I even hear the French, I force myself, if I did that on its own, main verb, ouais, je me suis forcé. I force myself to do my ballet class. There's a noun. So Sam, guys, those of you that are learning this, I should be stressing my ballet class. Let's hear what Stuart is doing. Lovely. Mon cours de ballet, or mon cours de danse classique. Strictly in French, ballet, although we use the word ballet for a ballet, it's a French word, mon cours de danse classique. So Stuart, therefore, I would want a nice cours. So in other words, Stuart, your goal, nice focus on which verb we stress, aim to give me a recognizable quality in each of my accents, even if I'm not making them the star of the sentence. But that was lovely, all right? So next up then for Stuart is Luke's. Luke can smell something which is worrying him enormously. I hope nothing is burnt, and I want the slang word for burnt. Do you know it? If you don't, give me the normal word, because it would be annoying. Go with slang if you can, to have to get out of here. After only barely starting. And before finishing. That's a Stuart. Lovely. But Stuart, as a general rule, that which word I'm stressing really pulled you through. That was really fluent sounding. I'm sure everybody that could hear it would agree. That sounded really good. Marcy. So, Marcy, my basic work here with has and had. So here's what I'm getting at with you, Marcy. I just thought this would be a nice little next project. Times you use has and had or have and had as the auxiliary, and times they are the main verb. So Luke has had, ultimately, if we look at that, Luke has had. If we look at it, yes, the word had is my main verb. It could be Luke has eaten, Luke has danced, Luke has had, but I'm still in my has tense. So Luke has eaten, Luke a mangé, Luke has had, Luke a eu. Yeah. A few horrible days, quelques jours horribles. Yeah. A few horrible days. Quelques is going to be a few. Now, when you hear the phrase he had, there's no other had present, which means the verb is about the verb to have, which means my choices are going to be 1, 2, 3, what's my rule? Have or has 1, 2, 3. Was, were, used to 1, 2. Here, one verb in the past, Marcy, one verb in the past. You've got to make a choice based on whether it's a boom feeling or a la 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 feeling. Basically, your go-to, your default is going to be 1, 2, 3. But if you've got an argument for repetition, description, mental state, or if, you will go with imperfect. So strictly speaking, he had a problem. Now, if you were sort of saying a problem presented itself, boom, you're going to go with 1, 2, 3. Il a eu. If you're saying throughout last week he had a problem, you're going to go with il avait. Let's see if either of those came up. So you've given me the present tense il a. So I would want he had, il a eu. So if I said Marcy had a cup of coffee, that's an action taking place. Marcy a eu. Marcy had curly hair when she was a little girl. You know, Marcy avait les cheveux bouclés quand elle était petite. Okay. Yeah. So it's basically, this is your description tense, and this is your action tense. And just listen, Marcy. In English, both of them sound the same. I had a sandwich. Unlikely being a celiac, but possible. I had description. You know, would be j'avais. So it's j'avais versus j'ai eu. Right. Let's keep going, Marcy. Now, he had a difficult week. We've now got a situation where we've got 1, 2, 3 had. So instead of being il a eu, same as if I gave you he has spoken, il a parlé. If I gave you he had spoken, you would know that would be pluperfect. Il avait parlé. So this one is going to have to be he had. Il avait eu. Let's see if that came up. So you're going into aurait, which is very nice that your mouth likes that. That, Marcy, is a different auxiliary in the middle. That's the would have. That's the would have. So if I look at a verb, Marcy, il a pris, he has taken, or he took, depending on how you're going to say it. Il avait pris, yeah? Il aurait pris, and even he will have taken, il aura pris. And subjunctive, you know, it's fantastic that he's taken, il est pris. So basically, Martin, you've got 5 tenses, all of which have got a different auxiliary in the middle. So let's crack on. Lovely. So antérieur is kind of like an elegant word for previously, like the interior past. La semaine précédente, preceding. So, you know, the previous week would be la semaine précédente. But your French that you give me, Marcy, is so clear to listen to. It's lovely. So, Marcy, same thing I want from you. I want Luke has eaten. Luke had eaten. Luke will have eaten. Luke would have eaten. I then want I have had okay. I had a coffee that you are reading as a 1, 2, 3 again. Another one, because it's going to be I had a coffee. I had long hair, which you are reading as a 1, 2. You are repeating the description, right? Then I would like I had a coffee before that. Notice, Marcy, we don't tend to say I had. We tend to say I'd had. So that's your work. Okay, let's crack on. Next up is Don. Hi, Luke. Don, do you want something? I forgot about Don. So my name's Don. Luke is always happy to see me and to speak to me. Luke would like to see me more often, but he understands my life makes it difficult. Try what you can, Don. Somebody wrote a really lovely thing, and I think they may well have gone. I'm so sorry. I caught it at the corner of my eye. Somebody wrote something really nice. Alex Perko Plavec. Hello, just wanted to stop by and say I love your videos. If you're still here, Alex, let me know. It's really lovely, but I was just speaking about something. But thank you. That's really kind. Right, lovely. Ben? Lovely. So sometimes having something which distracts you is really useful. That's to say something you need to concentrate on. It helps you to not think. Now, why is my arse so low in the bloody chair? Oh, that's right, because I washed my cushion cover. So there we go. So, Ben, the word having in English comes up in the following situations. This goes for all of you. I'm having, and if I answer somebody, it's advice for everybody. Yeah, if it's useful and you go, oh, good point, Luke. Let me know. Let me know that the advice I'm giving you is useful. So Ben, where do we have ing? I am speaking with my friend Ben. We have it as the continuous tenses. We don't allow that into French translation. We don't say je suis parlant. All right. So as a general rule, we don't have it there. We have it as an adjective. Yeah, Luke is motivating. Luke is stimulating. Luke is annoying. And we will have it as an adjective. So Luc est motivant, stimulant, énervant. We have it after the word after and before. So after speaking with Luke and before speaking with Luke. We have it there in English. We don't have it there in French. Avant de parler, après avoir parlé. Okay? Or for Stuart, avant de parler, après avoir parlé, because we're not stressing the unnecessary words. And for Sam as well. We don't have it there. Swimming is a really interesting thing to do. I like swimming. If you've got a noun, la natation, use it. But the way you refer to an ing noun, the way you refer to an activity is with the infinitive. Speaking French is good for Ben. Parler en français, ça fait du bien. Yeah? Yeah, or pour Ben, ça lui fait du bien. Ça lui fait du bien. Going to Paris would be a bad idea today. Aller à Paris, yeah, you're going to use the infinitive form. Does that make sense, Ben? You don't use the ing, such as in speaking to Ben, I discovered that he's learning French, which would be en parlant. All right? So in other words, having, well done for recognizing that having has got its own gerund. The verb to know, the verb to be, and the verb to ayant savoir, to know, to be, and to have got their own gerund. So any other gerund is basically ant, where we'd have the ons for we. So it sounds the same. Sounds the same as the we. Having and being and knowing are sachant, étant, and ayant, not soyant. That's a bit of a literary one. Don't worry about that. So in other words, Ben, having something which distracts you would be avoir quelque chose. Does that make sense? Have I made that point clear? It's different from saying in having a twin, I've realized, you know? So let me know if you've understood that. So if you are referring conceptually to a concept, Ben, it will be the infinitive. Yes, so if you said in having something, Luke discovered this, then that would be fine. But if it's just having something, avoir quelque chose, avoir quelque chose qui te distrait, Sam and Ben, this is for you as well, actually. This is your kind of level now. Ouais, avoir quelque chose qui te distrait. Avoir quelque chose qui te distrait. Don, I can't take a call right now. Avoir quelque chose qui te distrait. Right, let me have a listen. Don, I can't take a call. I don't take call, send me a WhatsApp. Just send me a WhatsApp. Okay. No. This is all a bit of a mess. Does it make sense? Just about. Would I understand it in France? Probably, but let's clean it up. Okay. So, having something which distracts you is really useful. Avoir quelque chose qui te distrait. Now we're using qui because the thing is doing the verb. Qui into verb, cut into new person. C'est très utile. Or avoir quelque chose qui te distrait est très utile. Or avoir quelque chose qui te distrait, c'est très utile. That's to say, c'est à dire. No, c'est dire, c'est-à-dire. It's à dire, we need an at there. That's to say, something you need to concentrate on. Now, something you need, quelque chose dont tu as besoin. So that would be something you need. But the preposition is something you need to concentrate on. Yeah? Se concentrer, so quelque chose sur laquelle, yeah, it would be on which you need to concentrate. But let me show you something. If you went across to, okay, yeah. So if you went across to wordreference.com, which should be your best friend, and when you're there, you will check it out and you will see se concentrer sur. Do this with any verb which has got an on, an in, a with, a from, because it might not always be the same preposition. But in other words, and this one, as I've just given you, it is. So something, having something, that's to say something that you need to concentrate on, means that's to say something on which you need to concentrate. Yeah, relative pronouns, Ben. Yeah, if you see a sentence ending in a in a preposition, you've got to be posh, mate. You've got to talk about it like the gentleman with whom. You've got to do it like that. C'est-à-dire quelque chose sur laquelle vous avez besoin de concentrer. Oh, pardon, vous avez besoin de vous concentrer. Or tu as besoin de te concentrer. Because to concentrate is reflexive, all right? It helps you to think. It helps you to not think. Ça t'aide à, yeah, help, aider quelqu'un, quelque chose, à faire quelque chose. Ça t'aide à ne pas y penser. It helps you to not think about it. Because think about in French is penser à. So in other words, Ben, your one is, can I just hit all of that again correctly? Yeah. Avoir quelque chose which distracts you. So, avoir quelque chose qui te distrait est très utile. C'est-à-dire, quelque chose sur lequel tu peux te concentrer, ça t'aide, yeah? Ça t'aide à ne pas y penser. Can you give me that back to me so I know you've got that grammar, right? Right? I think Don was trying to ring me to say he's finished, but Don, I just get to everybody's point when they've done it. So next up, I've got John. If I had the money, John, muscle memory, but de la monnaie is change. Yeah, change. Yeah, so if I had, though, the interesting bit is si j'avais. So this is going to be, if I had the money. Now, John, also separate to the issue of de la monnaie, sorry, separate to the issue of la monnaie as being the word, why would I go with de la? So basically, think about it. If you've got a the in English, you go with a le la lait in French. If you've got a some in English, you go the du de la day in French. If you've got neither of those in English, that is when you have to make a choice in French about whether you're going to add a le la lait or you're going to add a du de la day, and you need to add something. So if I say, I love chocolate, speaking generally, j'aime le chocolat. If I said, I'm going to the store to buy chocolate, not speaking generally, gonna go with some. Je vais aller au magasin pour acheter du chocolat. So I'll say that again, John. If you hear a the in English, le la lait in French. If you hear a some in English, du, de la, des, or if it's plural, quelque in French. If you don't hear anything before your noun in English, you're going to need either le la lait or du, de la, des, or de in French, but you're going to have to choose. And if it's general, you're going to go with the, and if it's whatever. But in this case, if I had the money, so I've said the word the. So si j'avais l'argent, l'argent, l'argent. Okay, not de l'argent. Okay, I would live in Monaco. J'habiterais à Monaco. I think you've got all that right. So in other words, you've understood what we've done. 1 second. Careful. À Monaco, John. Well, I always say à Monaco because although strictly it is a country, but because it's like a town, which is more commonly used. The people, it's probably correct because it is a, but then equally, let me just see which one's the most commonly used because people think of it as a city-state. Yeah, I keep seeing j'habite à Monaco. Yeah, I keep seeing habiter à. So if you can honestly, hand on heart, look me in the eye and say, I went with on Luke because I felt it was a feminine country. I genuinely did. Fine. If it's because in your mouth you're a little bit prone to saying on anyway. So for example, I live in Paris, j'habite à Paris. You tell me if you honestly did it because you thought it was a country. Although it's probably not what we're going to go with, although it would probably also be possibly correct, that's fine. But I personally think it's because you just, j'habite à Paris, j'habite à Berlin, j'habite à Birmingham, whatever. Okay, good. Lovely. What's the other one then? Lovely. Si nous connaissions. Now, John. So you then at your level now, si nous connaissions, nous parlerions. So you're stressing the endings. Is it fantastic already that you've learnt the fact that those endings are those endings? Yes, it is. But let's just start as we mean to go on. No one in French is going to say to any of you guys, si nous connaissions, nous parlerions. No one's going to ever say it. Ouais, si nous connaissions, si nous connaissions le frère. Notice, Sam, I'm stressing the noun. Ouais, mais si on connaissait le frère, si nous connaissions le frère, we would speak to him. Ouais, on lui parlerait. You're going to stress, nous lui parlerions. Lovely. But even the parlerions, it's parlerions. The whole thing is the word. We're going to stress the whole word. We don't go parlerions. We don't stress endings, right? If she hated me, why wouldn't she say something? Let's listen. The one that comes after your if is the one that's going to go was. So if she hated me, si elle me détestait, ouais, si elle me détestait, notice in normal French, Sam, why wouldn't she say something? Why wouldn't she? So you've got those the wrong way around. Why wouldn't she? Pourquoi est-ce qu'elle, but why is it that elle ne dirait pas quelque chose? Ouais, mais si elle me détestait, pourquoi est-ce qu'elle ne me dirait? We'd probably say, why did she say nothing? But why wouldn't she say something? Pourquoi est-ce qu'elle ne dirait quelque chose? Pourquoi est-ce qu'elle ne dirait quelque chose? Pourquoi est-ce qu'elle ne dirait pas quelque chose? Why would she say nothing? That's probably pourquoi elle ne dirait rien. It just sounds a bit franglais what I've given you. So John, I'd like you to change them all. If I had the money, I would have lived in Monaco. If we had known their brother, we would have spoken to him. If she had hated me, let's make it she wouldn't have said anything. She wouldn't have said anything. Yeah. So in other words, you're going to make them all, instead of saying, if I spoke French, I would live in Paris, you're going to make it. If I had spoken French, I would have lived in Paris. All right. So I'll type one out for you. So you've got the example. John, if I had the, this is interesting for Marcy, who's doing had. If I had the money, I would have lived in Monaco. Here's a little tip for you, John. When you use if, you go into the imperfect, and when you use the I would, you go into the conditional. When you use this method you're about to do, you still go into the imperfect and you still go into the conditional with your auxiliaries. So this is a very common pairing, whether you're going imperfect paired with conditional, or pluperfect, that means imperfect auxiliary, paired with conditional past, which is conditional auxiliary, then the past participle. All right, moving on. Drop of water. Good, there's some good grammar coming up this week. I'm really pleased. Sam, 1 second. I should do a video on ballet terms, because tomber, pas de vrai, grand battement. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Now, Sam, I gave you my feet are hurting, and you said beautifully linked and beautifully stressed in the right place. But you've given me j'ai du mal. Notice this is a very common error. J'ai mal, I'm in pain. J'ai du mal, I have difficulty doing something. So if I said John is in pain, John a mal, yes, we could obviously add a body part. So Marcy's got a headache. Marcy a mal à la tête. Said normally on the noun, Marcy a mal à la tête. Marcy has difficulty walking because of her headache. Marcy a du mal à avoir du mal. So it's the difference between avoir mal and avoir du mal. That's the difference. I heard of eating after the class. Either j'ai mal au pied, or mes pieds, stomach ache. It will more likely be ouais, j'ai mal à la tête, j'ai mal au ventre. If it's a less known pain, like my knuckles are hurting me, you wouldn't really go, I've got knuckle ache, because it's kind of a less known pain. So you say, mes articulations me font mal, or, my skin's hurting me, ma peau me fait mal. So you're going to go the other way around. So either I have badness, that mal, to the body part, or that body part does to me or does to somebody, but yeah. So mes pieds me fait mal, me font mal, or j'ai mal aux pieds. Then, but that was nicely pronounced though, Sam, that was nice. Après le cours, muscle memory. Course is a French word. Yeah, course is a French word. It's not the one I want. Just the dilemma of the advanced, Sam. It's just your mouth knows different things, yeah? But to be honest, franchement, lovely. À vrai dire, to tell you the truth, à vrai dire, honnêtement, franchement, the side I treated myself to. Lovely, well done. So le citre que je me suis offert. Now, if you're being clever and you were like, the cider to which I treated myself, then yes, that is the right way of thinking. However, you don't need a relative pronoun here in the same way, because in French, to treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. To treat yourself is to offer yourself. Or you could say se faire plaisir. So I cheated myself. I got I treated myself. Je me suis fait plaisir. Yeah. Or je me suis offert. That's more like I bought myself. So so I treated myself to a cider. Je me suis fait plaisir. You can't citre, or in buying myself a cider. But that's fine. So le citre que je me suis offert probably helping. So you say as a command, guy, treat. Hang on. I deliberately put the probably first, although it's a bit dubious in English, but basically isn't helping is the verb. N'aide pas, probablement. Yeah, n'aide pas, probablement, or probablement n'aide pas. Non, n'aide pas, probablement, ou n'aide probablement pas. With the inflammation, avec l'inflammation. What do you want me to say? Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je dise? Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je dise? So, giving you that in the oral way. Oh putain, mes pieds me font trop mal après mon cours. Mais franchement, le citre que je me suis offert, ça m'aide pas probablement avec le... I'd put it as an adverb on it. Ouais, probablement, ça m'aide pas avec l'inflammation. Notice, guys, IN on its own is pronounced an, IN, and a vowel next to the in. Yeah, so innocent. So I-N-N-O, innocent. Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je dise? Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je dise? So I'm really interested in the rhythm for you now, Sam. I'm really interested in this. So I'm really looking forward to you watching that stress video and getting back to me. Stress as in which word we stress, not stress. All right? Good. Let's give Sam one more. It's Luke. I'm forward to your video. I've got stomach ache, so I've difficulty walking. But luckily, my fingers don't. I'm trying to think of a very unknown pain. My fingers don't hurt me anymore. For some. We've got the lovely Izzy. Good. I'm going to see Luke next week. I'm going to see him. Which one? The teacher I spoke to you about? The one who lives in Paris? No, this one hasn't lived in Paris in a few years, but he used to live there. I do pack in grammar, don't I? I'm going to see Luke next week. Good. So je vais voir Luke. So lovely. So once you've got to the stages of, think of the pyramid. You've got the vowels in place. Are you linking through the vowels? Yes. Are you popping a wee little bit of humanity on the expression so it sounds like what you said? Are you informing someone? Whatever. You really need to watch, all of you, this video about which words you're going to stress. I'm going to see Luke next week. So where je vais, so if it was I'm going to see, where je vais voir? Stress would be on voir because that's my main verb. I'm going to see Luke. Where je vais voir Luke? If when you got to add expression of time, where je vais voir Luc la semaine prochaine? You can sort of twin the focus, but because it's an expression of time, where je vais voir Luc la semaine prochaine? Like that's got the focus. I'm going to see him. So if I've got I'm going to see him, there's a pronoun there, isn't there? Je vais le voir. I know your French is good enough to have done that. So that means stress-wise, don't think I'm going to see Luke, I'm going to see him. One gets a stress because it's a proper noun. One doesn't because it's a pronoun. Oui, je vais voir Luc. Or je vais le voir. Listen to how the word voir is sounded in the one but not in the other. Oui, je vais voir Luc. Oui, je vais le voir. Yeah, it's interesting. As a general point of interest, Izzy, don't fudge the gap. You're good with words. Think of the space between the words. Ouais, je vais voir Luc. Voir Luc. Now that was what we call a consonant cluster. Yeah. George makes me want nuts and something with honey and some form of cereal. But a consonant cluster means you are coming off the back of one consonant and you are trilling onto the next one. Now, French doesn't do that as often as English does that. If you struggle with that, or air through. Ouais, je vais voir Luc. Je vais voir Luc. Just blow through. If it's je vais voir Luc, if you stumble off it, it means you're using your mouth too widely and you're not breathing. So oui, je vais voir Luc la semaine prochaine. I'm going to see him. Je vais le voir. That was all good. Let's listen to where we've got so far. Which one? No! Again, if you've got the bloody word which, if you've got the word which, Izzy, you've got to have a kel. That's why I've given you the same thing again. Are you still there? Let me just see if you're at the bottom. Just type hi if you're underneath. Just type hi for me as if you're still there and watching, because I do understand some people do the French and then, you know, when I have directions. I think Izzy may well have gone. Was she gone? Yes, I think she's gone. Never mind. Otherwise, but when you watch back, that's the point, Izzy. Logic language learning. It's not just knowing it, it's that it's speed. So basically, which one? So here's another way, here's a way of thinking about it. Think of the question mark. Lequel is its own question. Lequel can exist on its own. Celui can't exist on its own. It can't exist on its own ever. It's a weak piece of shit. It needs celui-ci, celui-là, celui-qui, celui-que. So the point is regardless of whether or not you should be going towards quel for a which, but the fact is celui can't exist on its own anyway. Yeah. So lequel, which one? I've now lost the one the work. What is it? A teacher. There we go. Which one? The one I spoke to you about. Let's have a listen. Now, the teacher I spoke to you about. Oui, le prof dont je t'ai parlé. Lovely. Dont je t'ai parlé. Because it's je t'ai parlé de pronoun when we have a de, when it doesn't mean from. If the de meant from which, from whom would be duquel, de laquelle, relevant le, la, lesquels, they join guy, quel, desquels. Practice saying that versus de qui. So the man from whom I received a letter, l'homme, nobody writes to me, l'homme de qui j'ai reçu une lettre. But notice that's me stressing grammar. I wouldn't say that in normal French, Sam and Stuart and Ben. Where l'homme de qui j'ai reçu, I would not stress the relevant pronoun, the relevant relative pronoun. Wouldn't stress it in a million years. Where l'homme de qui j'ai une lettre, you know. So if I had the man, so in other words, de when it means from, you're not going to use don. You don't use don if it means from. You use de qui, duquel. If you're talking about which, or, you know, of which, you're going to use don. Lovely. So the teacher I spoke to you about, celui dont je t'ai parlé, that's lovely. Lovely. So I should have put a question mark. So the one that lives in Paris, celle qui habite à Paris, which is a bit nonsensical because obviously you've obviously said the name Luke, so you know it's a male, but it was just to check. Yes, it's celle qui habite à Paris. This one hasn't lived in Paris in a few years, but he used to live there. So this one, celui-ci. Yeah, so what did I say? Is he celui and the four horsemen of the apocalypse? Celui, celle, ce, celle. They can't be a word. Yeah. Lovely. So celui where are we going? This one hasn't lived in Paris for a few years. Donc celui-ci ne present tense or ça fait quelques mois, ça fait quelques jours, ça fait quelques semaines qu'il n'habite pas. So I like ça fait when talking about how long someone's done something. Either is your question, how long have you been learning French, Marcy? Ça fait combien de temps que tu apprends present tense, that you are learning French, not you have learned. Good. Not bad, Izzy. Good. One more good one from Izzy. I'm so that you only have one teacher. He's the best. He teaches better than the old. The old man. That's Frizzy. Good, crack on, crack on. I'm so tired, but I really, really wanted to give people a good class because next week is surgery time because Luke is 41 next Saturday. So depending on how much alcohol is consumed on the Saturday, there may or may not be a class. So I wanted to give people a really good week. Good, Stuart. So Luke can smell. Can't we just congratulate Stuart? I do love a clear voice. I really do love a clear voice. Luke can smell something which is worrying him enormously. I thought the house was on fire. So something, let's look it up. No, that's coming up with Ben's one. So let's go with smell. Where's smell? Sometimes this control function works, and other times it's really fail. So if I do a, did I even write the name Stuart? Did I even write Stuart or Stuart? Did I write that on the? Where is it? Sometimes Lucas. I just want to have it in front of me as well as hearing it. Oh well, I'm just gonna have to go on Stuart's thing. Sometimes. Let's go again. So sometimes Luke can smell something which is yeah, Luke can smell. I wrote spell, but we'll just ignore that. Luke can smell something which is worrying him enormously. I hope nothing is burnt because it would be annoying to have to get out of here rather than out of her after only barely starting and before finishing. Lovely. Lovely. Now, Luke peut sentir quelque chose which is worrying him enormously. Now, let me show you something interesting. So if you go to worry somebody, okay, then if you go to word reference, you will see that it's worry somebody, okay, and it's going to go to inquiéter straight across. It doesn't even give inquiéter quelqu'un or inquiéter à quelqu'un, okay? If you go, where are we? One second, guys. Find Right, so this is an annoying little, I think it would be fair to say, basically what I'm trying to say, Stuart, is that you don't need to use the indirect there. And I'm trying to think why you've possibly come up with that. And I've just gone to look at both worry and concerné, thinking, have you Googled them or have you word referenced them? And they are direct, you know, en ce qui le concerne, en ce qui m'inquiète, it's worrying me, or quelque chose qui l'inquiète, rather than qui lui inquiète or qui lui concerne. So basically, when I always say, do the dictionary infinitive, go to the word reference, look and see what's there, it's just got transitive and an arrow across. So the transitive, so that is just going to be the across. So that is something for you to look at. If you want an interesting little debate on it, that is for Stuart to have a little read of at some point. But basically, what I want you guys to all be aware of, and the reason I gave Stuart with that one, with him rather than me, is it's really easy to use French and say me and you. It's really easy to say me and toi and nous and vous. Where you've got to get clever is it going to be a le or a lui? Because that's ultimately checking whether you know that your verb is direct or in. So that is where you need to get them in your mouth. Sometimes both will exist depending on the context. So for example, French, I speak it, je le parle, versus je lui parle, I speak to him. So don't just Google the version you think it is and see if that comes up, because it might not be what you're doing. Go to word reference and look for whether it's got à quelqu'un or just quelqu'un, or whether in this case it's just got arrow across, transitive, whatever. So the fact is, yes. So Luc can say something which is worrying him. So Luc peut sentir quelque chose qui l'inquiète énormément. I hope nothing is burnt. J'espère qu'il n'y a rien de cramé. Something burnt. Yeah, rien de cramé. Okay, so that is the slang for to burn. And careful, j'espère. Yeah. You're saying, I hope that nothing's burning. Donc, moi, j'espère qu'il n'y ait rien qui ne se brûle or something like that. So you can't, yeah. So you can't use aucun, aucun unless you know what you're referring to previously. So that would be like, have you ever had a meeting with Luke? Aucune, because that is referring to the meeting. Or you can say aucune réunion, no meeting, none whatsoever. But you can't say aucun out of nowhere to say, I hope that there are none that are burnt or something like that, you know? And also, although you could argue, well, I could burn Stuart's old newspapers. So if this thing is going to burn, it should be se brûler. I totally take your point, but brûler isn't going to be reflexive, which is annoying because there are other verbs which would go with that. All right. So yeah. Lovely. So Luc peut sentir quelque chose qui le concerne énormément, and I like your stress on énormément. Lovely. Lovely. The rest is fine. The rest is great. So after you burn bit. So j'espère qu'il n'y a rien de cramé. J'espère qu'il n'y a rien de cramé. Notice j'espère doesn't take the subjunctive. So j'espère qu'il n'y a rien de cramé, or yeah, there isn't something burned. J'espère qu'il n'y a pas quelque chose de cramé. It would be annoying to have to get out of here. Donc ça serait énervant de devoir, you know, m'en aller or s'en aller, get oneself out of it, after barely starting and before finishing. Après avoir à peine. Lovely, lovely. We're doing really well, Stuart. We're doing really well. So well done with pen. But notice after barely starting, we don't need après que. Après que will bring on a person. Yeah, so after barely starting, après avoir à peine commencé. Yeah, and before finishing, et avant de. So that you did correctly, avant de finir. And you flew through it and you put your stress on the finir. Lovely, 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 lovely. So I would go all in all. Ouais, Luc peut sentir quelque chose qui l'énerve énormément, ou qui l'inquiète énormément. J'espère qu'il n'y a rien de cramé, ou j'espère qu'il n'y a pas quelque chose de cramé, because it would be annoying, parce que ça serait énervant de devoir s'en aller, de devoir sortir d'ici, after only barely starting, après à peine commencé et avant de finir. Right? I'm not going to give any more because after I've marked everybody's now, we're going to wrap up. I've got a sea of green. It's going to take me probably about 15 minutes to get through it, but I'm going to do it. I've got Don, over to Don. So Don, lovely. So I'm called Don. Right. My name's Don. Luke is always happy to see me and to speak to me. Luke would like to see me more often. He understands my life makes it difficult. Good, John. So Don. So you're Luke est heureux. So you gave me Luke est heureux. Luke est. So you gave me Luc est toujours heureux de me voir. Perfect order, but let's look at about a few things. Luc est toujours, because it's OU, toujours heureux de. Pronunciation of DE, Don, is de. D, not like Spanish, like la casa de mi madre, not de. And there is another French word which is de, which is DES, not here. Luc est toujours heureux de me voir, but well done for knowing it needs a de. We need the trampoline de. Excellent. And you did a lovely pronoun order. Yeah, do you remember that, Marcy? So before the infinitive, Luc est heureux de me voir. Personally, I'm not a big user of heureux or heureuse. I'd go, ouais, je suis content de le voir, je suis contente de le voir. It just slides, consonant cluster easy. Je suis content, ouais, je suis content de le voir. Okay? And to speak to me. Let's do the rest. Good. Et de me parler. And you felt the need to repeat the pronoun, to repeat the trampoline. Good. Good, Don. So the French there was perfect, just the accent we needed to sort out a little bit. Ouais, je m'appelle Don, Luc est toujours content de me parler, pardon, de me voir et de me parler. Luke would like to see me more often. Lovely. So Luke aimerait me voir, Don. So again, the same as with the DE, we've now got an ME. So unless there's an accent on that E, Don, you're not going to say ne. Yeah. So Luc Luc aimerait okay. Plus souvent, more often, not just often. Sou, you did a nice ou on sou. Vent, not souvent. Yeah. So, John, I think you're a bit of a self-learner. I think you're a bit self-taught. I think you've read a lot of grammar. You're making lovely progress. I mean, this is so much better than the first time you gave me any French a couple of weeks ago. This is really lovely. But remember pronunciation. Yeah. So maybe book a class where we just do pronunciation. Okay. So Luke would like to see me more often, but he understands my life makes it difficult. Let's have a listen. So lovely. Il comprend. Lovely. So he understands that my life. Now you use rendre rather than faire. Well done, Don. Yeah, rendre for adjectives, faire for verbs. Il comprend que ma vie. He understands. My life makes it difficult. It's not makes my life difficult. It's he understands that my life makes it difficult. Let's have a listen. So it should be il comprend que ma vie le rend difficile. So you said he understands that my life makes my life difficult. So you repeated la vie. So it should be il comprend que ma vie or la vie le rend difficile. So basically, Don, in terms of the French there, that was really good. We just need to sort out some accent stuff. So make sure you're here early next week. Make sure I give you lots to do because that was good, Don. That was good grammar. Just really need to sort out those accents. Now, it's not just a case of do you sound French. It's a case of you're not going to hear other people's French if you don't tune into that. And you're also it's going to be misunderstood because it's not the right vowel. But the written form of what you said was fantastic. Well done. Big progress, Don. Lovely. Ben? Ah, papa, quelque chose sur laquelle tu as besoin de te concentrer. So you went, tu as besoin de tu te concentrer. No? J'ai besoin de parler, j'ai besoin de me laver, tu as besoin de te concentrer. Yeah, don't feel the need to come in with a tu after a de. You know that, it's just getting your mouth to do it. I know you know that. Yeah. Sa tête, so make sure you sing sa tête, because I heard sa tête as in his head. So good, Ben. So you've really got to think about linking a bit more. And now, one of the curious side effects this week, des effets secondaires, les effets secondaires, secondary effects. One of the curious side effects this week is with everybody this week, everybody that I've done the which bit to stress lesson with, their linking up has just gotten so much better. Even people where I've said previously, link, 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 their linking has gotten so much better, which is why I'm really looking forward to doing it with Sam. So watch that link video, watch that which words to stress video, Ben. Really, really do watch that. But good. Yep. Sorry if you didn't get that much this week with everybody else. Nearly done. 4 left and then I'm free. So Marcy, I gave a lot. So Marcy's work was on using have, had, has, or this business. And really, Marcy, what it comes down to when you revise this is, am I using the word had, have as a auxiliary, as an auxiliary, or am I using it as the main verb? And also, so that's question 1 out of the way. When you've got a was, were, used to, 3. When you've got a have or a has plus an ending, sorry, when you've got was, were, used to, 2. When you've got a have, has, and an ending, 3. But when you've got just brum, brum, whether it's have, sorry, it's whether I had, I spoke, I ran, it could be any verb. That is when you've got to go, which one do I go into? 3 or a default, otherwise repetition, description, mental state, if I will go over to the 2. So let's have a look. Good, so Luc has eaten, Marcy, Luc a mangé. Perfect accent. And nicely held, Luc a mangé. All I'd say now, Marcy, is get into the rhythm of, I know it might seem a little bit premature for you, but I know you're going to do great things in French. You watch that pronunciation video as well, the one that I did about the stress, and think, which of those words is important? Now, the reason I say that, Marcy, is because you're not going to be handed by French speakers. We're not going to give you Luc a mangé. We're going to say, well, Luc a mangé. So that little clap, that little woo, 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 that little quick word, whether it's Luc a mangé, Luc avait mangé, you know, so hey, these little words that are going to go as auxiliaries, you need to get used to hearing them quickly. All right. So Luc a mangé, lovely. Spot on, Marcy. Luc had eaten, Luc avait mangé. Spot on. Spot on. So you're listening to where the word had is, and it was the word that was in the middle. Again, I'd stress, don't stress the auxiliary. Luc avait mangé. All right. Now, Marcy, you fell into the trap. Luc will eat, Luc mangera. Luc will have eaten. Remember, it's all about the auxiliary. Luc aura mangé. Common little trap, Marcy, but it basically means if you've got will and then the verb, mangerai, mangera, mangeront. If you've got will have, it's your auxiliary, isn't it? Luc aura parlé or Luc sera parti. Luc will have left, right? Oh, yes, you told me. Yay! I'm such a fan of this woman. Good. So you told me it wasn't right, and then you told me what it meant, and then you didn't give me the alternative. But well done, well done, well done. I'm loving how you link. Marcy, I wouldn't be weighing you down with, can you think about which word you're going to stress if you weren't already linking nicely? So just start thinking about that. Luc aurait mangé. I know it's delicious for you right now to go, which word am I, what's my auxiliary? Luc aurait mangé. Luc avait mangé. But when you've done that, Marcy, say it again normally and don't stress the auxiliary. Let's keep going. This is very, 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 nothing makes me happier than hearing people make this kind of progress. Lovely. So interestingly, Marcy, you gave me the right tense, j'ai pris, because you can say j'ai pris. But what I wanted was I have had. Basically, what I mean is when you use the verb to have, not as an auxiliary. So j'ai eu, eu. I wanted j'ai eu. So I feel if you didn't go with that one, that you're not going to come up with I had, which would be j'avais eu. So let's listen. Right, you did come up with it, but you've gone the wrong pronunciation. Now, let's explain why. Every other time, Marcy, that you've got this bloody word EU, these letters in French, it will be It will be So if you've got like je veux or tu peux or un tout petit peu, it's going to be apart from when EU is on its own and then it's u. Think about it. It's like j'ai pu, j'ai cru, j'ai dû, j'ai eu. So that's the one, Marcy. That's exactly the one I'm on about. J'ai eu. J'ai eu. I had a sandwich. Action. J'ai eu un sandwich. Marcy, find me time where you've got just 10 minutes. I don't want any payment for it, and I will explain to you the light bulb on and off as opposed to the light bulb staying on. Little analogy, because it just helps you without overthinking to know whether you're using a was, were, used to, or a 1, 2, 3. Let me know when you've got 10 minutes this week, and I'll give you 10 minutes on Skype, and I'll just show you that, because it's a really nice little way that basically works. Basically, guys, if you can feel a light bulb going on or off, it's normally going to be this. If a change is taking place in your sentence, so if you said, when Marcy told me her working timetable, I understood, because of what she told me, I understood. A change is taking place, a light bulb's going on or off, so you're going to have 1, 2, 3. If it were when Marcy were a teenager, she understood where babies came from, that is a description. That's a light bulb not going on or off. The light bulb is on or off, or there's no change, and that would therefore be 1, 2, 3. So I had a sandwich. There was, within my sentence, I'm doing something. I had, j'ai eu. When I was little, I had blonde hair. There's no light bulb going on or off. The light bulb is on. That's like just a description. Yeah. So let me know, Marcy, and I will sort that out for you. Good. Let's keep going with Marcy. We're almost finished with everybody else. Got 3 more. J'ai eu, j'ai eu, j'ai eu, j'ai eu, j'ai eu, j'ai eu. Yeah, j'ai eu, j'ai eu, j'ai eu. Let me know when you've just got 5 or 10, Marcy. I'd happily do that for you on Skype. Yeah. Yes. I had long hair description. Now, you might go off repetition, description, mental state, or if, which is what you've been told to use when you've got a one-worded past in English, but you don't go to the 1, 2, 3. What do we say? Have or has, 1, 2, 3. Was, were, used to, 1, 2, unless that rare exception, the passive I mentioned earlier, like the castle was destroyed, le château a été détruit. Or if you go to, so Marcy had, a sandwich, light bulb going on off. There's a change. Yeah, she was hungry. She had a sandwich. Marcy had a red dress the day I saw her. Description. Marcy avait. Right? J'avais déjà eu. You even put in nice, appropriate speak English, Luke, you dime bar. A nice, appropriate adverb. J'avais déjà eu. Lovely. Good. Good, Marcy. Good. So it's about paying attention to whether we've got middle word have, has, or has as the end of my verb. Yeah. Good. Nearly done. Good, Marcy. Very pleased. 3 more. We can do this. Over to John. Oh, and these are the ones where I gave him. Lovely. Si j'avais eu l'argent, j'aurais habité à Monaco. All I'd say for you, John, because I know we've got good goals together, is make sure not to stress the auxiliary. Si j'avais eu l'argent, j'aurais habité. Don't feel the need to stress academically what you're doing. Yeah? John. If we had known, ain't going to be nous aurions, is it? Yeah, ain't going to be nous aurions. We've done a lot of work on would, could, should, would have, could have, should have, you and I this past week. So what that means is your little mouth likes nous aurions at the moment quite a lot. What is we had, as Fair Marcy has just demonstrated, we need to use the pluperfect. So I think you know that. But remember, John, of these two versions, the if one will always go into the was. Si j'avais or si j'avais eu or something like that, yeah? So if we'd known si on avait connu or si nous avions connu, but si on avait connu, yeah? Lovely. So you gave me, we would have done this, nous lui aurions parlé. Notice people like Ben and Stuart who are getting, well, Stuart's very good at it now, but I mean, Ben and Sam have just had this introduction in this class. I think so. I don't know, Ben. Had you seen I don't think you'd seen that video. But otherwise, yeah, we would have spoken to him. Oui, on lui aurait parlé. On lui aurait parlé. Nous lui aurions parlé. I mean, it's heavy, but fine. The stress will still be on the main verb. Great. Nearly done, though. Good, though, John. But the point is, you've understood that partnership. Yeah, you've understood those two pairs. If and would and... So imperfect and would and pluperfect and conditional past. Don't forget, guys, that could go the other way around. I would live in Paris if I had the time. J'habiterais à Paris si j'avais. So don't think the first one is always imperfect, the second one is would. The if one is imperfect and the dream sequence is would, all right? Lovely. Si elle m'avait détesté. Lovely, yeah. Now, you've done me a little inversion. Yeah, okay. I changed it, if you remember, though I imagine you possibly don't remember. I told you to and say, she wouldn't have hated me, rather than a question. Do you remember I said, don't do it as a question? So whether you've looked it up, whether you've worked it out, I don't care. Yeah, but otherwise, she wouldn't have hated me. Elle ne m'aurait pas détesté. Yeah, which as an inversion would work. Yeah. Yeah, ne m'aurait-elle pas, there's all kinds of, ways of saying, would she not have hated me? No. But yeah, otherwise, you've got my points we're on about here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. There's a video on that, guys. If anybody wants the video on if and then the conditional, Marcy, that would be a nice place for you to go next. And that's actually in the grammar drive, isn't it? So that's actually in the Google Drive. Nearly done. Only got 2 more people to do. French sound files drive, over we go. It is number, I will tell you, those of you who are listening, if you want the grammar podcasts and you want to know what it's all about, then please email me logiclanguagelearning@gmail.com. Grammar podcast in learning order. It is, let's see if I can find the number in time. The computer's been slow. Imperfect conditional partnership 47-48. Pluperfect conditional partnership 49 and 50. So it's numbers 47 through 50, right? For the podcasts, those of you that want practice with those ones. Over we go. Good. Hi, Sue. I've just seen you turn up. No problem. Loads for you to watch back and listen to this week. See. Sam? I always like the stuff I give Sam when I hear it back. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I'm looking forward to doing it, Luke. I'm looking forward to your video. I've got stomachache, so I have difficulty in walking. Oh my God, my typing stretch. Lovely. So we're talking about the difference between avoir at de infinitive and attendre a noun avec impatience. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, Sam, so you've got those down, but I would now like you to think, you're going to watch this pronunciation video about the stress. So I'm looking forward to doing it. J'ai hâte de le faire. All the stress, all the interest on the main verb. Oui, j'ai hâte de le faire. I'm looking for j'attends ta vidéo avec impatience. There's a noun. Ouais, j'attends ta vidéo avec impatience. Yeah, because there's a noun there. You might go, well, the noun on j'attends ta vidéo, the noun is video, but I've then got another noun on the end, avec impatience. Ouais, j'attends ta vidéo avec impatience. rather than j'attends ta vidéo avec impatience. That's British. That's a British rhythm. Yeah. I've got stomachache, so I'm difficulty in walking. Lovely. J'ai mal. So be careful. J'ai mal. Let me hear this. J'ai mal au ventre. Guys, notice that pain is to the, so mal à l'estomac or mal au ventre, because it's le ventre, un ventre, which is kind of like tummy rather than stomach, the organ, which is l'estomac. J'ai du mal à marcher. Lovely. So again, this video, I'm gonna love doing this video with this class with you next week. I'm so looking forward to it. So in j'ai du mal à marcher, I'm not interested in anything until marcher. I'm not interested. Listen to how franglais it sounds if you go j'ai du mal à marcher. Even linked, even beautifully linked. J'ai du mal à marcher. Ouais, j'ai du mal à marcher. Yeah, all my interest on the noun, on the main verb. So looking forward to this week with you. Lovely. Izzy. Oh my God, listen to how loud it is. It's just such a clear voice. Just love it, love it. I'm so happy that you have only one teacher. Did I write the word happy anywhere else today? Oh, I'm so happy that you only have one teacher. Now, je suis si contente que tu n'aies subjunctive comme prof. Yeah? Yeah? Does qu'une exist? Yes. Does qu'un exist? Yes. Is it lovely that you are comfortable going qu'un? Yes. But ouais, je suis si content. To be honest with you, je suis tellement content. Or, qu'est-ce que je suis content? You can't write that, Izzy, by the way, in essays. But I'm so happy. Je suis tellement content. T-E-L-L, yeah. Ouais, je suis tellement. Si content works a little bit oral. Oh, je suis si content. Je suis trop content. Yeah, proper grammar, tellement. Je suis tellement content d'avoir, so I'm so happy myself to only have one teacher. Je suis tellement content de n'avoir qu'un seul professeur, de n'avoir, or I'm happy that you've got it. Je suis tellement content que tu n'aies. If people are going, what the hell is tu n'aies? It's the negative subjunctive. If you don't understand what that is, please email me and I will give you the subjunctive videos and mention the podcast about the subjunctive. Ouais, donc je suis tellement content que tu n'aies qu'un prof, ou que tu n'aies qu'un seul professeur. Notice the use of can also have a seul. Yeah, you can. It's not doubling up. It's not stupid. He's the best. Lovely. Lovely rhythm. Izzy, watch that video on the stress. That's nice. This is a good video for you. Ouais, il est le meilleur. I'd almost go as far with you, Izzy, as saying, I love that you're challenging yourself on the speed. I am. You need to choose the interest word, not to accelerate or join the rest, but so that almost a little bit the opposite with other people with you, so that you know which words you're going to stress and make interesting, so that it's not just overwhelming. All right. So where il est le meilleur, where il enseigne mieux. Yeah. Okay, Sammy, loads of love. I'll speak to you about what day we're doing, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. Hang on. Which one? Let me. No, we don't say l'homme vieux. Firstly, Izzy, old and new, and you need the email me and ask me for the video. Actually, can I find it now? Can I find it now really quickly? There's a video which basically says that some adjectives go before, some adjectives go afterwards. There's a video all about that. There's a video all about that. There's a video all about that. Let me find it for you. And some adjectives do different shit. They basically make a difference whether they go before. Oh, Luke, you are a ledge. You look particularly ravishing and handsome and unglutened here, Luke. What's happened in your life since then? There you go. Yeah. So you'll find part 2 easily enough. So this, Izzy, is basically a video which talks to you about how you're going to put adjectives in different orders. Now, even though you're saying the old man, you don't say le vieux homme. You say le vieil homme, which you might already have come up with if you'd have popped vieux in the right place. Yeah, so you don't say with vieil, yeah, there you go. That's exactly right. So with nouveau becoming nouvelle, vieux becoming vieil, and beau becoming belle. So Luke is a handsome man. Luke est un bel homme. Luke feels like a new man. So I'm going to go and get one. Luke, yeah, so they are masculine forms of the feminine pronunciation. Absolutely identical. You don't say an old man, un vieux homme. You could say un vieux. It's a bit rude. Be like, you know, yeah, it'd just be like, it's like the only qualities, their age. Also, we don't say il est vieux, we tend to say plus âgé. It's nicer. Yes, un bel homme, un bel homme. Never ever say on its own. Something nice, quelque chose de beau, quelque chose de nouveau, quelque chose de whatever. But always, always, always. Good. Izzy, when it's closer to your exams, you save your pennies, you come and do a class. In fact, you know what? I'd even be tempted to give you a class just to record it, just so that there's someone else doing A-level. So, you know, other people like Amy's doing exams, other people who are your kind of, she's beyond A-level, but yeah, I do. So you let me know. You let me know. I think I'd be interested in recording you. So we do a class where I record you and you can have that. So email me, WhatsApp me, we'll sort that out. Don't do it tonight because my brain will be elsewhere. Lovely. That's us done, guys. Hurrah! So a lot of good grammar for those that have watched. Some people go and check their stuff afterwards. I get it. If you found it useful, please do let me know, because, you know, otherwise I would just sit in the pub on the Sunday and do something else. Do please let me know if you find it useful. I will speak to you guys really, really, really soon. All right. I will see you guys more than likely next week. But like I said, I might well look like fucking dog shit because it'll be the day after my birthday. All right. Speak soon. Well done. I really cannot recommend enough for those of you that follow these classes to watch the video on the which word we stress stuff. All right. It is, just go to my channel. It's a video this week. I don't need to give you the link now. It's a video called Which Words to Stress in French to Sound More French. And it's going to make such a difference to your pronunciation. It's already transformed, Stuart. All right, speak soon, guys. Loads of love.